Okay, so it's Friday night. Benjamin Iketia here. Sports Panorama is the Easter edition. I see that everybody is enjoying the holidays. Streets are almost empty. Well, the job still continues. Still a lot of fallouts from the Accra 2023 games. We'll be telling you about what the Ghana Basketball Federation were up to. They picked up 2 medals. 3x3 basketball, men's silver medal, and another silver medal in the 3-point shootout for women. And so we want to find out what becomes of that lovely court that everybody trooped to at the University of Ghana Stadium. There was some volunteer trouble as well this week, just when we were giving the organizers their flowers and saying we had moved on from all the negatives. Trouble. We'll talk about that. The Black Stars were also in action in Morocco. 2 games and not a single win. We'll talk about that as well. And then there's a big Premier League game this weekend between Manchester City and Arsenal. We'll preview that game as well. You out there listening to us can join us via text, WhatsApp, and Telegram. 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Get to me also on Twitter or X at Kojon Ketia. Use the hashtag Sports Panorama. Show proudly brought to us by Twisco. And Twisco is the new exciting chocolate beverage out there on the market. From the producers of Cowbell, permit me to introduce to you Twisco, a chocolate drink enriched with Enefort, a combination of energy-boosting minerals and vitamins, including B vitamins, vitamin C, D, iron, and many more. Twisco is available in 20 grams and can be found at your nearest neighborhood store in a delightful red sachet for only 1 cedi, 80 pesos. To enjoy all the goodness packed in a sachet, empty contents into a mug mixed with 180 ml of boiled water and add milk and stir. Start your day with a cup of great tasting Twisco energy or Twisco chocolate drink. This advert is FDA approved. Okay, so my people are in the studio. I have Mr. Alex Kukula, Vice President of the Ghana Basketball Federation in charge of administration. And then I also have Madame Aurora Commodore Topa, Treasurer of the Ghana Basketball Federation. Did I get everybody's name right? Absolutely. Please come a little closer to your microphones. Okay, let me start off with you, Alex. 3x3 basketball just ended African Games. It was really good. It was one of the few setups the ministry bragged about. They say they spent $500,000. I don't know if that's true or not, but the setup definitely looked the part in pictures, in its delivery. I was there myself, so I saw it myself. It was really good. Talk to us about going all the way to winning a silver medal. Would you consider that a big feat or an underachievement based on what you know heading into the competition?
Okay, thank you very much. For me, I mean, I'm not even talking about achievements because this is our first time in a major tournament like that. I mean, before I listen to Citi a lot, and I hear you guys talking about NBA, and I mean, this is good that today we are here talking about something happening in Ghana basketball.
True.
And seriously, I mean, I think when we started, it was a bit difficult. I mean, this is the first time coming into a major tournament. 3x3 is quite new in our system, but that's about the fastest. It's now growing very fast in the world. And we thought it was a good opportunity, especially when it was age-based. So we're lucky to have a couple of players who were from University of Cape Coast, who who had been to international events. So they played in the World 3x3 Championships. I mean, World University 3x3 Championships. So we were very lucky to have this crop of players.
What was the age restriction?
That was a U23
U23
tournament,
okay.
yes.
That was brilliant. I mean, you spoke about drawing players from UCC, giving them some international exposure. Is that what you think did a trick for you? Because like you said, this is something that was very new territory for all of you.
Yeah, I think so. I think that helped. But subsequently, even when they were in camp, we're supposed to have international friendlies, but somehow these things didn't come on. But we had our senior players, both male and female teams that had played in international events too, especially with the women who were just recently in in Togo to play the tournament, which Madame Aurora led to that tournament, and they won gold, I think. They won silver. So we had this team playing consistently with in the absence of international friendlies. We had this senior team play against them twice a week. So that really built up. I started getting a bit of hope when I saw them beating this senior team at some point. And I knew that they were growing. So, I mean, when it came to the time, I knew that they were ready.
Ready indeed. Aurora, talk to me quickly about the women's side of things. They did well, but they fell short of a medal. How are they taking in their experience at the African Games, and what are you hoping to do in terms of building on from here?
So it was to say it was an exposure for them because this team that played in this tournament, one of them was also part of the team that went to Togo to win the silver medal. So I'm thinking with more exposure, more training, more logistics being given to them, we'll do much better going forward.
Yeah, let me talk to you quickly because you covered the entire basketball events. Silver for men, women not getting a medal, but like Aurora said, good experience in Togo. What do you expect the next leap to be for 3x3 basketball? Because I've seen even on the FIBA level that it's sort of the future for basketball at the international level.
Well, the thing is, I spoke with Mr. Kukula after the event, and he mentioned that 3x3 basketball, compared to the standard 5-on-5 basketball, 3x3 basketball offers an easier path to the international level because you are dealing with fewer players. So logistically, it helps a country like Ghana, and because of its popularity on the international stage, it's gaining in popularity very fast. It gives you that boost in terms of the numbers, so for you to delve into it. And seeing the way the guys played, seeing the way the entire Team Ghana entourage played, yes, there is a lot of prospect. And aside the prospect in competing at international levels, considering the logistical issues, 3x3 basketball is fundamental in the development of the players because you are operating in a smaller space. You are using practically every facet of the game. You need to improve your shooting. You need to improve your screening. You need to improve your free throws. Things that little things that you might get away with when it comes to your standard full court kind of game. Because if you're a big man or a big lady, let's say you're playing the center position, you're the tallest player, you're the defensive oriented type of player. In a standard basketball game, all you do or you focus on is blocking shots, setting screens, and not necessarily focusing on the offensive side of the game. But once you are playing 3x3 basketball, everyone is a scorer, everyone is a defender, and it's very tasking. So it helps in every aspect or facet of your game. And so for me, 3x3 is very fundamental in developing the player. It's fundamental in boosting the popularity of basketball, and it's fundamental in helping Ghana to be able to compete in international competition when it comes to basketball, because we know the country we live in. Finance is a challenge, and once you have your standard basketball team at the FIBA level, you have 12 players plus coaches. You are looking at least 15 people. But with 3x3 basketball, it's just 4 players and 1 or 2 coaches. So max 6, max 7. And you can deal with that.
Yeah.
And so it gives you a chance to be able to compete without necessarily overly committing yourself financially. And that's what, right at this point in time, other sports in Ghana need, because they are willing, they have all the plans on paper, they are pushing to get financial support, but because it's very tasking, you need a lot of money. It sometimes becomes a bother. Sometimes it becomes an issue. But with 3x3 basketball, because of the low numbers involved, it makes it a bit easier for the teams to be able to go out there and compete on the international level.
Alex, quick thoughts.
3x3. Because we thought 3x3 was, as Yao said, a quicker way of developing our players. Because if you go into basketball coaching, it's very fundamental. 1x1, 2x2, 3x3 to develop to 5x5.
Yep.
So that is very fundamental. And if you look at the nations that took 3x3 seriously, now most of them are high up there in 5x5.
And those are not. And those were not even powerhouses in traditional 5x5.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. If you look at the 3x3 rankings in the world, those who are up there, Madagascar and the rest that we played, they are highly ranked teams in the world. So it has brought them to the fore. And this gives you attention from your mother federation. So for what we put out here, seriously, is getting a lot of plaudits out there. And as you said, what's next after this?
Yeah.
We will do the FIBA Plus thing, which is 3x3, a whole program that involves training of coaches, training of referees. We already did an initial training of referees before.
Okay.
Those are the people you saw sitting on the table.
Officiating the games,
Those sitting on the table.
Okay.
Those actually on the court, we don't have a qualified referee to run the lines. So those came from outside.
Okay.
Those are the ones we call the ITOs, the International Technical Officers. But all the national technical officers, the NTOs, we provided those ones. And they are under training. And before we get over this FIBA Plus thing, hopefully when next we go into a tournament someday, you will see some of our Ghanaian referees also standing in the middle of the court.
So are you trying to say that the court remains at the University of Ghana? Nothing will change?
The court, okay, let me just give you...
But the setup.
The setup,
Okay, the setup... First, you see the floor we laid, those tiles we laid. They belong to the GBBA.
Oh, okay.
We provided the courts, the balls.
Okay.
Everything came from our confederation to help us support the LOC.
Okay.
The hoops was bought by government. I mean, that is part of the indoor court in Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the backstops are for the indoor court. We only brought them to use them for...
Is the Baltimore facility malleable to contain 3x3 basketball? Can it be?
As for 3x3 basketball, you can play it anywhere. As long as it's a flat surface and you have a 11 by 15, 11 by 15 space, we can set it up and play.
Okay. Because I was just worried about the space. And if you were going to have, a good enough international surface to be able to play games.
Absolutely. We can play even in the dome in Baltimore. 3x3 will be. The only challenge with that place is the amount of seating.
Okay.
Not enough. The capacity is not enough at all. I mean, we put up, what you saw there was about 540 seats we put out there. Yeah. I mean, the whole dome has 500 seats there.
Yeah, so definitely not enough.
Definitely
not enough. A quick thoughts on development. Like Alex said, you are looking to take advantage of the FIBA Plus program. Is there a special component in there for the ladies? Do they get any special benefits? Because I know that, basketball for men, like every other sport for men, is a little more advanced. For the women, how are you trying to bring them up to speed?
Okay, so FIBA apparently has a program for females, which we call Her World, Her Rule.
Okay.
Which annually they give us funding. And basically, we normally will reach out to the students in the second cycle schools. We normally will gather them at Legon, have a clinic for them, walk them through the basics like handling, screening, shooting, and also give them a talk, like in terms of mentoring them as to, after playing basketball, what next. So in terms of that, we also have the ladies at heart to empower them, not only to play basketball, but the way forward after playing basketball too. So that's also something from FIBA, her world, her rule, which we annually do.
So FIBA helping out the Basketball Federation. That looks like a really good partnership so far. Looks like a lot of benefit is being derived from it. Let me take final thoughts from you guys, and then we'll wrap up the segment. Yeah, I don't know if you have any final words, or Alex, final words before.
I'm interested to see the next competition we'll be playing in, and like you said, what is the next thing for Ghana when it comes to the pathway to compete at, let's say, the FIBA Africa Cup and potentially the Olympic Games?
Okay.
Well, for that one, I mean, I mentioned it earlier. What we set up here has impressed so many people out there.
Yeah.
And for me, I wouldn't say it in so many words, but trust me, there's something big will come very soon our way.
Something big coming
in terms
soon.
of hosting a very big tournament in 3x3.
Aurora, final
So
words.
for this year, we have in mind the Regional 3x3 League,
Okay.
the National SHS 3x3 Championship, the National University 3x3, the National 3x3 Championship, of which we only did one last year.
Okay.
And we also had a training for, as Mr. Alex said, the coaches and the referees last year. That really boosted their performance this year when we had the program at Legon. So
Sounds like
everybody
a lot of basketball.
Yes.
Well,
We're hoping that when we reach out to Corporate Ghana for sponsorship, they will do help us, as you rightly said. We need a lot
very
of funding.
important.
Yes, please.
Very important. Thank you very much, Aurora Commodore Topa, Treasurer of the Ghana Basketball Federation, and Mr. Alex Kukula, Vice President Administration, Ghana Basketball Federation. Congratulations on your silver medals as well. Hopefully,
It's a little correction.
Yeah.
Hannah apparently won bronze in the mixed three-pointer shootout.
Yeah.
It
Okay,
included
okay, so-
both male and
Male
female.
and female.
So
So-
that should tell you she did really well and made Ghana proud.
correction very well noted. Thank you very much. And hopefully, we'll see you back here with more trophies, more laurels, and making Ghana proud.
But for me, I honestly, I like what you guys are doing here, and we thank you for the opportunity you've given us to at least throw more light on what we're
We
doing.
like basketball.
Yeah,
So
absolutely, I know.
Anytime you have
I know.
anything basketball,
I
just
know,
come through.
I know. And,
Yeah.
and Yao has been very supportive of
He
us,
has,
and
he
he's
has.
been coming on. I would like to see you guys more. Nathan and Co, everybody.
We'll come around. We'll come around a lot
As
more.
for Coach Nimley, I'll get him outside there. He's a United fan, so I'll
Thank you
trap
for
him.
having
He says he doesn't support United again, but we'll see
Oh, no,
about
come on, you can't.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So you heard our folks from the Ghana Basketball Federation. Show proudly brought to us by Twisco. We'll be getting into talk of the volunteers in a bit, and then we'll talk about the Black Stars as well. 2 out of 2. No win, empty stadium. I'll be getting to our people on YouTube in a bit. You guys do a good job of supporting the action. Let's talk about what happened with volunteers this week at the African Games when it ended. So very interesting fallout. So last week we were here giving the LOC their flowers for not a great or excellent competition, but a credible one, because we know that event organizing comes with bumps and whatnot, but they managed to do their best. One of the things that has come through and again has validated what we've been saying here from day one is a disconnect between the ministry and the LOC. Now, basically what happened is that the volunteers were housed at the African Union Hall, popularly known to most people as Pent or Pentagon. Now, it was time for them to leave on the 25th, I believe. They said that they are not going anywhere and that they have been promised allowances of at least 500 CDs for TNT. And then there was another mentioned 2,000 CDs that they were supposed to receive as part of their stay. Now, if you look at the initial contract between the LOC and the volunteers, it doesn't mention a stipend anywhere. And I mean, if you know how volunteerism is done, you really